How's it going, guys? Welcome back into another video, and today is another end of month ranking. Basically what I do in these videos, at the end of each month, I rank all of the new releases that I saw that came out that month, and as a film critic, I am watching a bunch of movies, new releases every month. Total count of new releases that I've seen so far this year, it's only the month of March. I've already seen 44 new releases, and that's, you know, the Austin Burks of the world, the Zach Popes, have seen, you know, way more than that. But, you know, I've seen a pretty good chunk of film so far this year. Did not participate in South by Southwest this year like I did last year, so this ranking is not going to be as big as last year's, but we have some really awesome, we have a really great variety. As I'm looking at my list down here on my computer right now, a really great variety came out this month, and I'm really excited to talk about these. But go down below in the comments. Excuse me, burp there. Go down below in the comments. Let me know, what was your favorite movie of the month. I think I know for most people what their favorite movie of the month is going to be, but let me know down below in the comments. And let me know. I want to hear. I want to talk about these movies with you guys. We have 9 films to talk about today. A few that I saw at Sundance, which is fun because I really didn't review everything I saw at Sundance in depth. And then we have, you know, some bigger releases that I'm very excited to talk about. But I think without further ado, make sure you subscribe. Like I said, my name is Jack Lautaret. I am a film critic. I write for Music City Drive, and I have my own blog called Fanatic Film Review. I run a podcast called Fanatic Film Review, which you can check out. And I run this YouTube channel, always reviewing the newest movies that come out and writing about them and things of that nature. All the links for all that stuff is down below in the comments. But if you enjoy today's video, please drop a subscription. I really do appreciate it. It means the absolute world. But let's get into it. Coming in at number 9 is Deep Water. I did a full-length podcast review on this on my channel. Didn't love this film. I did not really like this film. It's a film that lacks any sense of identity or direction. It never knew what it wanted to be. And that's really due to extremely lackluster writing. It's very poorly paced, and the execution in general just didn't work. I think another thing that doesn't work here is the chemistry, which is weird because Ana de Armas and Ben Affleck were, I believe, in a relationship at the time that this was filmed. There's no chemistry here between them. There's not. And with that, therefore, there is no emotion or anything to make you attached to these characters or this relationship. So I left with a very sour taste in my mouth. Did not really love this one. I gave it a 63 out of 100, and it comes in at number 9 on my list. Coming in at number 8 is Master, a film that premiered at Sundance, that I saw at Sundance, that came out on, I believe, Amazon Prime. A very chilling psychological thriller that deals with racism in colleges and institutions and just in the country, and toes the line between truth and trying to set across a point, but also not very believable kind of horror elements. Regina Hall, Zoe Renee, fantastic in this project. They both give incredible performances, and I would also say I think that this film is a achievement in set design, sound design, and cinematography. Again, I think the writing struggles a little bit. I think also, like Deep Water, I don't think it completely had the identity or direction that it wanted. The third act is a lot of like just kind of horror elements and trying to like jump scares and things of that nature. And I didn't like that. I liked more of the psychological side of it and the kind of, you know, the dealing with the issues that were at hand. I liked that more than I liked the horror. And in the third act, they leaned really heavy on the horror, and it lost me a little bit. So unfortunately, that knocked it down lower on the list. I still give it an 81 out of 100, which is not that bad of a grade, and it comes in at number 8 on my list. Coming in at number 7 is Lucy and Desi, a documentary directed by Amy Poehler that also premiered at Sundance, that I got to see at Sundance, which I believe also came out on Amazon Prime, which is weird. It's a doc that is completely archival footage, sound from our subjects that have both passed away, to tell this very clear and cohesive story. and it was incredible. I mean, I think the editing and just the way that they were able to weave together the archival footage with current day interviews with archival audio was very impressive, and I really enjoyed it. And we learned the story of Lucy, like a lot of us already know, but I think the thing I liked the most is that they also tackled Desi's side of the story. A lot. Like, they really went deep into Desi's side of the story. And that you tie that together with some anecdotes around, loved ones of Lucy and Desi, and the ending is incredibly emotional and it's impactful because not only are we, learning about Lucy, but now we have the emotional attachment to Desi as well. I think, the direction may be polar, nothing special, but it does definitely help the documentary flow. And I enjoyed this one. It was very emotional. It was a good time. Also gave this one an 81 out of 100 like Master, and it comes in at number 7 on my list. Coming in at number 6 is Windfall, a very pleasant surprise. Came out on Netflix, starring Jason Segel, Jesse Plemons, and Lily Collins. Just those 3. They were the only 3 in the film. There was another person in the film for a short time, but it was mostly those 3 set in one setting. You could tell that this was a filmed and kind of produced during COVID type film, but it was a very perfectly fine dark comedy / thriller. It is anchored solely by those really, really impressive performances by our core 3, and the script was pretty solid. I mean, again, you're in one location. You need to be able to keep the script going and keep the story going and keep viewers engaged, and I really enjoyed that. Stays on task. It never strays. It gets to the point. And the ending is absolutely bonkers. If you have not seen it, I would highly recommend it. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but the ending is absolutely bonkers. I really loved it. I had a good time with this one, which was a pleasant surprise. But yeah, I also gave this one an 81 out of 100, and it comes in at number 6 on my list. Coming in at number 5 is Turning Red, a very charming coming-of-age story. It's carried by some incredibly stunning animation, which we have come to expect with Pixar. I liked the voice performances overall, and at the core, this is an incredibly powerful mother-daughter story that I really enjoyed and really hit home. People say, oh, I can't relate to this movie. Why? We all grew up, we all went through puberty, we all had those awkward moments. I don't understand that criticism. I related to it at times, the awkwardness of growing up. Few issues with the script and the characters, which I covered in my full review, which you guys can go check out. But overall, I left with a smile on my face. I was highly satisfied. And 4Town bops. Absolute bops. I absolutely loved that. Gave this one an 82 out of 100. And it comes in at number 5 on my list. Coming in at number 4 is After Yang, an A24 film that premiered at Sundance, that I got to see at Sundance as well. This one is a very impressive feat of filmmaking. It is incredible. The attention to detail, the costume design, the set design, the sound design even, and the script is so great. It's a very delicately done and delicately thought out look at life and memory and the importance of human connection and things of that nature. I loved this film a lot because it depicted a future that doesn't seem too far off. Whenever we have these sci-fi movies about, what's going to happen 20, 30, 40, even 50 years down the line, it's all futuristic sci-fi, flying cars, things of that nature. This film tackled the future in a more kind of constructive way that seems like it is 5 years, maybe 10 years away. And I thought that was incredibly impressive. Awesome performances. I think Colin Farrell here is a standout. He is fantastic, but the entire cast is so good. And again, a very interesting look at life and what it means to be human. 85 out of 100. Really, really enjoyed that one, and it comes in at number 4 on my list. In what is probably the biggest surprise of the month for me, coming in at number 3 is The Adam Project. I thought I'd have a good time with it. Didn't know how much I would like it. It's okay, it's a Netflix movie. It's got Ryan Reynolds. Okay, we'll see what it is. I was left an emotional freaking wreck. I have not bawled during a movie in a long time. I'll get a few tears, the eyes will get a little dusty or watery, but I have not openly made crying with noises, crying noises. I haven't in a long time. And this movie did that. The father-son dynamic is fantastic and heart-wrenching. The ending kills me every time I think about it. performances are actually pretty good. It's not the same Ryan Reynolds that we see. Of course, he has the quips and the funny stuff, but he is serious and emotional at times, which I really liked. The new sci-fi twist is very fresh. It doesn't feel forced, but it is also kind of cool and fun. The emotion, like I said, dominates, and that ending, every time I think about that ending, I am left an absolute emotional wreck. Really, really like this one. This is probably one of my bigger surprises of the year so far. I gave it an 85 out of 100, and it comes in at number 3 on my list. Coming in at number 2 is Fresh, which I saw at Sundance. Was my second favorite film of Sundance. Holy Mother of God, this film is absolutely bonkers. It's amazing. I mean, it's very uncomfortable. It's very raw, but it's got this electricity to it that is just unlike anything I've seen this year. Sebastian Stan, my God, is an absolute star. He carries every single scene that he's in. He has great chemistry with Daisy Edgar Jones, I believe. Let me confirm that. Yes, Daisy Edgar Jones. Great chemistry between these two. Incredible direction. Edge of your seat writing, which the third act gets a little bonkers, but I was all for that. And the technical is really good. It's very excellent. This movie is good. I really like it. It's not for everyone, but it is goddamn bonkers. It's on Hulu. Go watch it. I gave it a 92 out of 100. It comes in at number 2 on my list. But I wonder what number 1 could be. Anybody have any? Anybody? Oh yeah, I'm in a closet. Anyone have any ideas what number 1 could be? It's the freaking Batman. What are we thinking here, guys? Give us a 99 out of 100. I did, I think, 3 or 4 videos around Batman at the time it came out. Like, of course this is number 1, and it's probably going to be number 1 for the year. The day of recording this, I saw it for the 4th time in theaters and loved it just as much, if not more, than any of the times I saw it beforehand. This movie freaking rocks. It is everything from the performances, the cinematography, the score, everything is as close to perfect as you can get. The ultimate Batman story. The world's greatest detective. I mean, we are in it. You know, the Riddler is fantastic. The Penguin's a really great villain. I love Zoe Kravitz's Catwoman. She's fantastic. Jeffrey Wright as Gordon is a fantastic casting. The more I watch that film, the more I'm appreciative of that casting in particular, of Jeffrey Wright as Gordon. I love that casting so much. Matt Reeves is a master at what he does. I mean, we knew that from the Apes movies. We knew that. But, like, this movie drives it home. It drives it freaking home. And Robert Pattinson is the goddamn Batman. He is. I've seen the movie 4 times now in theaters, 3 times in IMAX. I love this movie. I love this movie. I love it. The Batmobile, the moment when the Batmobile shows up, I still get chills every single gosh darn time. I love this movie to death. I gave it a 99 out of 100. It is my favorite movie of March and is probably going to be my favorite movie of the entire year. But guys, that is pretty much it. Go down below in the comments and let me know. What was your favorite movie of the month of March? And I also want to make a note as well to people in the audience. I saw this critique on some people's reviews, and I just want to kind of make this known. Some people were bringing out the argument, oh, Pattinson, he's done Twilight and Harry Potter, and wow, he's great as the Batman. Guys, he's done so many more movies than that. He did Twilight, yes. He did Harry Potter, yes. But over the last, decade, he's done so many, small indie roles that are good. Good Time, High Life, The Lighthouse, just to name a few. And then he did Tenet last year, which he was fantastic in. He's got a better track record than I think a lot of people think he does. So I would ask the people that have done reviews and critiqued that way to take a step back, look at his filmography, and watch some of his other smaller indie films, because I think you will agree after you watch those indie films that he's actually a pretty damn good actor and that he was the perfect casting, I would say. So anyone that has just seen him in Twilight and Harry Potter, look up his filmography. He's done a lot of other really, really good stuff. But guys, that is pretty much it. Again, go down below in the comments, let me know what was your favorite movie of March. This month went by really, really slow. I don't know what it was. It just went by incredibly slow. But we are there. I got a lot of really exciting stuff coming in April. Moving to a new apartment? Maybe, ooh. Just a little tease for you guys. You guys are going to get some content. That's why I'm in a closet right now, by the way. I'm getting ready to move. But April's going to be a great month. Only up from here. I'm so excited. Please make sure you subscribe if you've not already. Have a good rest of your day, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.